Okay, so I'm going to be showing you 3 different things today, and one of them is just a healthy snack. One is a great drink for immunity. It helps bacteria, all of that, and then I'm going to show you an actual quick meal to make that's healthy, simple, all of that goodness. So I'm going to start with the healthy snack first. So I know right now, especially since we're inside, I know a lot of people have been getting their snacking on, right? So you're going to your cupboards, you're getting whatever is in there, and so this is an alternative. Instead of you getting chips or anything like that at the market, this is for you to make at home, which is super, super simple. And I already made it ahead of time, but I'm just going to show you how quickly and easy it is to make. So basically these are sweet potatoes, sweet potato chips. So you're gonna make your own at home, super simple. So basically I just wash the potato really good. I love to eat the skin of it because they're so, oh, and I love it. Yay, yay ladies, they got their sweet potatoes already, awesome. The skin is so good. There's so many rich vitamins in the skin of a sweet potato. So really try to clean it really well and make sure that you eat the whole potato. So what I do is I just cut it up, and I'm going to show you here. I cut it up, and if you guys can all see this, I cut them up in rounds and then I cut them in half. Okay? So I cut the sweet potato just straight down, so you're going to get the circles, and then I cut my circles in half. And I only do, the reason why I cut them in half, you can leave them in circles, but to me they cook a little bit faster than if I would just leave it as the whole. And also, depending on how thick you're cutting it, will be how quickly or how long it's going to take for you to cook the sweet potato chips. So it's dependent upon how thin or thick you want them. I do about a medium. I like them kind of thin, if you could see them. And all I do is put coconut oil. Okay, so I spray coconut oil, or I get my coconut oil, I put it in the pan, and I mix in my sweet potatoes in the coconut oil. And then what I put on top of it is my Himalayan sea salt and then pepper. That's all I season it with, is Himalayan sea salt and pepper, black pepper. And this Himalayan sea salt you can get anywhere. I get mine at Trader Joe's. It already comes with the grinder. Okay, so I mix in the coconut oil, and I put my sweet potatoes in, and I just season it with my Himalayan sea salt and my black pepper. I mix it up just like I'm doing this right now. And then before I put it into the oven, I just make sure that it's all nicely spaced out. And then I bake them at 375. So I get it at get my oven to 375. And then I just place it right into the oven, and I just check on them. So I probably put these in maybe like 8:15 this morning, and I stopped the oven probably about 9 o'clock. And so it took about a good 40-45 minutes to cook. If you cook them, or if you slice them thinner, it'll take a less amount of time. So they came out so good. So these, look at how yummy these look. So it's basically like a chip. It's so good, but it's healthy. So instead of you buying chips at the market, make your own with sweet potatoes. And the sweet potato is one of the best complex carbohydrates. It's good for us. Of course, you still have to portion out, so just because it's good for us doesn't mean that we're going to eat the whole entire thing. But they're so good. If you want them even more crispy, you leave them in the oven longer. Okay? But these are so good. These are my favorites. So I would even make these for my niece and nephews when they would come over when they were younger, instead of giving them chips or anything else. And it literally feels like you are having a chip, but it's a sweet potato. Some people like it sweet, so you can even sprinkle on cinnamon instead, if you wanted it more sweet versus it being salt and pepper. I have known some people just to cook it with the coconut oil and then sprinkle it with cinnamon, ground cinnamon. So it all depends on your taste and style, what you guys like. but this is the recipe number 1. Bake it at 375, anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes, depending on the cut that you decided to use for your potatoes. So super simple. And this was 2 sweet potatoes is what I did. 2 sweet potatoes gave me all of that. And sometimes I will make even a bag of them. I'll cut them all up, and then I will divvy them up and put them in the refrigerator as well. So I have them as snacks, or I'll put them even in little zippy bags and put them in the refrigerator, because then I constantly have them too. And I can just warm them up, or I like to eat them cold as well. So it's a great snack. Mm-hmm. Now I'm eating it, it's so yummy. Any questions on the sweet potatoes? Hmm? Good? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna put them back in here. Super yummy. Okay. Now, excuse me as I'm eating. Now I'm gonna go to the apple cider switchel. So this is now a drink. Apple cider switchel. Make sure I have the right recipe in front of me. Okay, so what you will need for the apple cider switchel. Apple cider vinegar. Okay. Apple cider vinegar has so many benefits to drinking this, and so many people don't like the taste of it. So I'm making this is called a switchel. So I'm making this so that you can see how simple it is, and you can drink it without it being too strong for people. So apple cider vinegar, this helps to boost immunity, it helps with weight loss, it helps to reduce belly fat, it improves your digestion, and it has antibacterial properties, it increases energy. You can drink it before a meal, and it helps you to eat less. So it's actually a natural fat burner as well. And I mean, there's so many healing properties to it. If you look up apple cider vinegar and the benefits of it, you'll get even way more on it on Google. It's so good. So this has always been a staple in my kitchen, apple cider vinegar. So the switchel, you'll need that. And you're going to need, let me tell you how much you will need for the apple cider. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And this is called apple cider switchel. So you'll need 2 tablespoons of that. And then you're gonna need ginger. So you can get ginger right at the market, and it looks like this crazy little root. Okay, so it's just a root. Cheap, 50 cents probably for that ginger, but that'll last you forever. And what you're gonna do, what I did was I cut 4 slices of the ginger. So I want you to see how the slices. So you're gonna do 4 slices of ginger. You're just gonna cut the ginger, get 1 cup of water, and boil 4 slices of ginger into 1 cup of water. Okay, it smells so good. So I did this morning too. So I prepped a lot so that way I could save time. Otherwise we would have a 3-hour cooking show. Okay, so here's the ginger. I just cut it up. You get 4 slices into 1 cup of water. You boil it. You just let it come to a boil, and then you can turn it off and just let it sit there for a little bit. Okay? So 1 cup of water for 4 slices of ginger. Now, after you boil it, which I already did, I already boiled the ginger. Now I'm going to get the 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Okay? And I'm going to put in my little cup here. So it's just 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So 2 tablespoons, make sure you got that down. And with this recipe, you'll also need a lemon. So either a lemon, or you could also use an orange or a blood orange. And I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to squeeze half a lemon into my apple cider vinegar. So you'll do half of a lemon and squeeze it squeeze the juice of that lemon into the apple cider vinegar. Okay, I want to make sure you guys can see me. Yeah, okay. So half of a lemon with 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar. I'm squeezing, I'm squeezing. Okay. Now I'm going to pour this boiled water with my ginger into my mix of apple cider vinegar and lemon. Okay? So I mix that in. So that's all right here. This is 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar, the cup of water with the boiled ginger, and then squeezing of half of a lime, or lemon, I should say. Then you're just gonna need water, regular water. So that's gonna be 2 3/4 cups of water that I have in here. So 2 3/4 cups of regular water, just on the side. And then all I do is mix the water back and forth. So I'm doing my little bartender. I just go back and forth, or you can mix it in one big jug, however you want to do it. I just want to show you, all you do is mix it. So I'm mixing the water in, or I'm mixing actually all of my ginger and my stuff into this one big glass. And now, this is what the cocktail looks like, okay? So you're gonna see it looks like it's lemony, but you have the apple cider vinegar, you have the ginger, and you have the lemon with the water. You could drink this Switchel room temperature. You could, if you want to add some ice cubes, you could do it that way as well. What I like to do is make this and make enough of it that I drink it every morning, because it's like my fat burner. So it's something that gets the digestion going in the morning. So it's great to drink first thing in the morning, or it's even great to drink right before you have a meal. Okay? Or you can even drink it all day long. You will definitely still taste the apple cider vinegar, but it's not as harsh. And if you want to make it sweet, you can always add honey. But you want to make sure that you do good honey, not completely pour a ton of it in there. You still want it to be nice and healthy and not get a ton of sugar in it. Okay, so this is the apple cider Switchel. This is so good. This helps to clean you out, ladies. This is so good for us, natural fat burner. Any questions on the Switchel?
I just said I have to pick me a lemon.
Oh, nice. See, she has it all in her backyard.
Well, Jeanette, could you send this recipe to Kat, please?
Say that again?
The recipe for that, could you send it to Kat?
Yes, absolutely. I'll send it to all of you guys.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you'll have this in an email. So make sure, if I don't have your email, I think I have all of you. But if I don't, please make sure you message me so that I have your email, because I will send you the recipes for each of those. Oh. Okay. So that is the apple cider Switchel. And this is right now, especially since we're trying to keep our immune systems nice and strong, ginger is one of the best things for immunity. So, and you're getting fresh ginger boiled in there. So ginger is so good for you guys. So is the lemon and the apple cider vinegar. I would be drinking this at least 2 times a day, for sure. So it's so good. Okay. Moving on. Okay. So now, we already did our sweet potato chips. We did our apple cider Switchel. And now we are going to do our quinoa black bean burrito bowls. Quinoa black bean burrito bowls. So, here is how it goes. You want to cook quinoa. Okay, so I already cooked it this morning, but it basically takes quinoa. Right now, I even had a hard time finding quinoa at the store. But normally I get it in a bag from Trader Joe's. This one I got the other day, I think at like Vons, but quinoa. So if you haven't had quinoa, this is one of the greatest things. This has protein, it has fiber, it is so good for us. It's a great substitute. Also, like Jill, I'm sure do you eat a lot of quinoa being vegan? So you get a lot of your protein source from this as well, plus it has fiber. So we need quinoa for this, okay? And then, of course, we're gonna need black beans, because this is a black bean burrito bowl. So I cook my quinoa. You just basically have to cook that. Normally I'd be cooking it, but I did it ahead of time so that I could save time. So that's to the side. So I have my quinoa to the side. Now I am going to saute some onions and garlic. So this takes onions and garlic. So you do want to cut up your onion and your garlic. Okay. And I'm just going to push this in a little bit. This is coconut oil. I always use coconut or olive oil. I don't cook basically with anything else other than those two. So I'm just gonna saute my onions and garlic. And there's no specific time, not specific time, specific amount. It's up to you how much you like onions and garlic, okay? So I love onion and garlic. So I love to saute that up together. It's so good. So those are the first things that you're going to do. And while this is sauteing, I'm going to give you the rest of the ingredients that you're going to need for this. So you're going to need quinoa, onions, garlic. You're going to need black beans, probably 2 cans of black beans. Okay. You're going to need some lemon or some lime. I'm going to use lime on this one. And also, if you like cilantro, you're going to bring in some of that. And you can have cut up tomatoes. You could also have spinach, all of that good stuff. This is such a simple recipe, and it's so healthy, and it's easy to make. And we're getting the protein that we need, we're getting the fiber, we're getting some good, once again, immunity ingredients, which is garlic, onions, lemon. Okay, so I'm sauteing that up. So now what I'm going to do, and normally for me, I like to always, if I'm using a can of black beans, I like to strain them and rinse them. So whenever you're using anything canned, especially beans of that sort, and I usually get mine from Trader Joe's, I rinse them because this takes off the excess sodium. It takes off any of the, whatever they have in the sauce. So I like to rinse my beans just to take off the excess. So it's up to you. I'm going to rinse them very quickly. And then once I rinse them, I'm adding them now to the sauteed garlic and onions. Going to add half a cup of water to my sauteed onions and garlic and my black beans. So I'm adding half a cup of water. Okay, you're just going to let that sit for a little bit so that it can get nice and warm. And now if you have like cayenne, or whatever spices you like, however spicy you want to make it, you'll add in your spices. So I'm actually throwing in a Southwest Chipotle Mrs. Dash, a salt-free one, because I don't have my cayenne pepper on me right now. But you're gonna add that in. Oh my gosh, it smells so good already. And then I'm also going to add in my cilantro. So I already cut it up, and I'm gonna add about half of this in there. So you're just stirring this all up. And normally for this mixture you would do 2 cans of beans, but I just did the one for today. But you do two cans. And then I'm also going to now add some lime juice to it. So I'm going to do half a lime and then just squeeze the lime into the sauce, into the beans. And if you want to add salt and pepper, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Probably going to add a little bit of the Himalayan sea salt again, and then my pepper, and then whatever other spices. So it depends on if you like it spicy. There's my pepper. Just keep stirring it and letting it settle. Smells so good. This could be something you can cook today if you can get all the yummy stuff. Okay. So I'm just letting that come to a boil a little bit, then I reduce the heat, and when the liquid is almost gone, that's when you're going to add the quinoa, the beans, and everything else together. So I'm letting this do that, and here's my quinoa. I'm just going to build a quick bowl so you can see it. How are we doing, ladies, so far? Good? Okay, please let me know if you have any questions. Also, avocado. So think of it as this is a quinoa black bean burrito bowl. So I'm going to first line my bowl with quinoa. And it depends, but I would say don't go crazy and eat the whole thing. Remember, even though stuff is healthy, we still need to measure and make sure that we're not doing over and above what we should. So this is the bottom of my bowl, which is the quinoa. Okay? And then basically, now I would let this cook a little bit longer only because I want the liquid to go down, but for sake of time. Then you would just put the black bean mixture right on top of the quinoa. And it smells so good with the onions, the garlic, and the cilantro. It is delicious. So depending on how much you want on there. So now I just pour my black bean mixture with the onions, garlic, cilantro on top. And for me, I like tomatoes. So I even cut up some cherry tomatoes and I'm putting them right on top of my black beans. I also shredded up some spinach, so I'm putting the spinach on top. I actually should put my spinach first, then my tomatoes. Okay. And if you love avocados, of course, this is the good fat, our avocado. Put the avocado on top. Love avocados. So good, so good. You grab a fork. Right on top. Yeah. So here is your quinoa black bean bowl. Quinoa is on the bottom. Your black bean mixture is right on top of the quinoa. Then I put spinach and tomatoes and avocado right on top. And then it's already ready to eat and go. So as I'm mixing it up, it's so good. So you're getting your protein, you're getting veggies, you're getting your fiber with the quinoa, you're getting the good fats with the avocado. It is delicious. Delicious. And it's so easy and there's not much that you need to cook it. So what I was trying to show you today is things that you can hopefully still get out there in the grocery store. And of course, if you wanted to add like shredded chicken or whatever you wanted, you can always add that on. If you needed some animal protein, that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to show you how simple this was to have something that's vegetarian, vegan, but you could still have the power of protein, fiber, good fats, and your veggies. Okay? And you're getting some great immunity boosting ingredients, which is the onion and the garlic, and also the lime that we put into the mixture with the black beans. Any questions? Anyone? Good. How did you like these 3 recipes?